and welcome to Sage and Crystal's TV. I'm your host, Sage Absinthe Oatsmill, and I'm here today with the lovely Bolly Coco, who is a talented vlogger, entrepreneur, and content creator on Second Life.
Hi, I'm Bolly Coco. I'm a Second Life YouTuber, content creator. My YouTube channel is Bolly Coco. I'm also a co-owner of Ghost Stream brand, and I also own the entertainment dancing troupe named Layali Belly Dance.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Bolly. We have been excited to interview you and learn more about your process, your projects, and what the future is looking like for Bolly Coco. So first things first, I want to ask, how long have you been a Second Life user?
It's been a big 5 years now.
Oh, wow. And how did you come across Second Life? Like, was it through an advertisement, word of mouth? What was it?
It was through a YouTube video. So before Second Life, I was using IMView during all my teenagehood. And when I was about 18, 19 years old, I wanted something more because I couldn't get along anymore with the teenagers. And I saw a YouTube video showing the best looking avatars of Second Life, and I was like, oh, I need to go there. And that's how I came across Second Life, through a simple YouTube video.
Like, how long did you content create for YouTube? Was it something that you started as soon as you came here? How did the evolution happen into that?
Oh, it's a lot of things. It was not even planned to say. I started the same year that I started Second Life, so 2017. It was like the first year of Second Life. I was still, learning. It was not easy, but thankfully I had all those strawberry sing videos that I was watching, like reading the Bible and applying everything. So it was not so hard, and it just came after a few weeks, and I had French friends. My girls, they would tell me, oh, I don't understand how to make that Maitreya body work. Everything is in English. And I would just spend hours helping them. So in the end, I started taking screenshots, making little videos that I would put on Google Drive for them. And some of them told me, girl, you have to put this on YouTube. You don't know how many people need this. So then I thought about the whole process of having a YouTube channel, and I wanted something really natural to be able to meet my French audience community. And it started like this. Actually, it was really it was a call for help. Like, they needed a person who makes tutorials and who do the things in French. And it started from here, and really my community then started to build up. And they literally launched me to where I am now.
Wow, that's such a great origin story. And it's great content that you do. It's really helpful, especially for those who are beginners. And I think that's what draws people so much. And, we want to hear more about, your thought process on how you begin to strategize your content. Is it something where you talk to people and you're like, okay, I'm going to make a video on this? Or how is it?
I have a complete interaction with my community. We don't belong together as I'm like the big star and they're just my followers. That's something that makes me cringe. I do not want that. I despise that. From the beginning, we have a very 50-50 relation. They tell me what they want, I do it. They give me the support in return, and on and on and on. So we have a group in Second Life. They forced me to do it because I was not planning to do, but it was like, come on, make a group for us, please. We want to meet in world and talk with you. So from that group, they suggest a lot of ideas. They can send me messages. They can talk between each others and then submit to me the ideas. Sometimes I'm just going to read them and take notes, so I know exactly what I'm going to talk about and what type of content I'm going to do. But I've seen with time that the top 2 content they ask all the time is tutorials and the French news, which means translating into French everything that is happening within Linden Lab, Second Life, Mainland, shopping, business, everything in French.
And I can see how that all integrates so seamlessly for you. It's essentially, you're just creating a community and you're using yourself as a vessel for all these interactions that these people are seeking in Second Life. And, you know, in addition to that, what are some of the goals that you have for your vlogging or for growing your community?
I think if you want to grow your community, you have to be interactive with them. You have to interact, you have to be close to them, you have to listen to them. It's not just you, it's not just, okay, I like that, so I'm gonna do that. It's also, so what does my audience want to see? Do they need something? How can I help them? So it's a big part for me, how can I help them? I always think, when I make a video, I always ask myself, does this make sense for the person that is going to watch it? Does it help? Does it bring something on the table? And this is how I literally resonate before doing any video. I want to make sure that for them, as much as for me, it has a sense, it has a meaning, it has a purpose to stay on the channel.
And I think that's a great approach. You know, a lot of the times where I think a lot of content creators begin, they feel as though they need to be the center of attention. And I think when you create a larger mission for yourself and then for those that you want to bring into your community, I think the ideas can be endless. And you know, the growth and the potential, and then all of the different ventures that you have, you know, because I saw you started, I think, a Mainland meetup, and where you have, you know, people join you in exploring. Can you tell us more about that?
So this is something very new and recent in my activity, I would say, because it regards only the Bolly Coco group regarding YouTube and sharing. It's named Bolly Coco Group YouTube et Partage, which means YouTube and sharing. And on this, we are a solid 450 people. And these people come straight from YouTube, or sometimes they just join in if they're noobs or new. And it's a group that is very alive, which means we have on the top the helpers, those who have been here for literally 4 years, helping new people to, you know, can be just their mesh buddy or any issues they have. It can be also advanced problems, can be also just sharing a party or an activity. And I've seen that they were lacking a lot of interaction because we have a problem in the French lands. It's that we always have griefers and they always mess up with our places. So if a French place is going to open, such as a club or a voice hangout, it's going to close just after barely 2 weeks because somebody is going to attack it. And it's a common problem for the French community. So what we like to do, and we've developed this with some admins of my group, we do temporary events. It means we're gonna announce the event, it's gonna be temporary. Nobody really knows about it unless it's the group and just a few days before. And we set up an activity to meet, to learn about each other's, because I believe it's my vision. The people from the old generation, you know, those who were on Second Life in 2004, 2005, they have their experience. And the new people like me who entered by 2017, we have another type of experience. But if we bring together both experience, we can bring a lot to each other's and really go furthermore far in our Second Life, I would say, experience. So it's good to bring the old and the new and mix it. It gives a very powerful cocktail where I've seen noobs literally become like you and me in the space of 2 weeks, which is impossible if you're just alone without a community, without a massive consumption of knowledge and tutorials. But you can do that through meeting. It just speeds up the process of learning and the process of absorbing informations, and of course in a much funnier way.
You made some amazing points, and here at Sage and Crystals we always talk about how can we bring more integration and, you know, inclusion when it comes to like Second Life experiences, especially on Mainland. You know, we love Mainland, we all live on there, and sometimes there's like this divide in reality. You know, there's like the blast from the past, you know, people, as you said, who are here, you know, since like 2004, 2005. who are also holding on to that like sense of heritage. And I want to say maybe the golden era of Second Life, where the air was different. People felt more free to create literally anything, even if it's wacky. And then there's like another reality where it's a lot more polished, a lot more centered around aesthetic. And I think one way that, to bring people onto Mainland to experience the magic in it and like the endless roads and all that connects it, is to have people realize, or like at least see, that it's okay to, elevate your avatar. It's okay to elevate your surroundings and kind of move with the times. I think a lot of the time people who have come in a little later, like us, might feel wary about exploring Mainland in that sense, because it might feel a little erratic, in what you see. Like sometimes you could see a really beautiful house, but then next over you see like a big black box just like taking over like 2,048 square meters of land, and that might throw some people off. So I think these activities that you are hosting can help people see like a different side to it, elevate the greater community, because that's all it's really about: creating community, having conversations amongst people so we can all have a really beautiful experience on Mainland and anywhere, on Second Life.
So true. And some of my community, even many of them, including me, until I started rehearsing about the history of Second Life, we didn't know anything about it. We was like, what is the history of Second Life? What is Mainland? What the hell? So when I started rehearsing, it came from a really big need to understand Second Life and connect with the old section, because we were so alienated. Like the old Second Lifer, they were looking at us like, oh my god, the new generation. And we would look at them like, oh my god, the default avatar full of prints and ugly stuff. So it was very important for me to connect actually and not judge, because each one has a lot of experience, and we have to learn from them and they learn from us. And that interaction, literally, that's my vision, my mission, and I'm gonna keep on it until we have a seamless transition between the both levels, I would say. That
is a great mission to have, and although I'm sure might also be difficult, because again, Mainland is huge. I've invited many friends who just joined Second Life in the last few years to explore Mainland with me, and they cannot fathom how large like the continents are. Like, to explore one continent by driving can take you upwards of 4 hours, maybe 5, depending on what routes you take. I live on Satori, which is one of the more updated continents, I would say, and that in itself takes such a long time to drive, even if the route is straight. And so I think it would have to be a combination of, yes, us avatars joining together to create a wider community, but then also maybe more support from the developers of Second Life to integrate that seamlessly. I think it is possible. It will just take a very long time before that happens.
I so agree, but it's going to be such a magical time when we're gonna have that beautiful transition, because we will have learned so much from the experience of the elders. So much. For example, we don't know anything about script, but all the old avatars, they know about script. Almost all of them had they've been taught how to script, but none of them, for example, understand the mesh and the appearance and all those little things that we have. So it's important to blend together the knowledge.
That is so true, and I'm glad you pointed that out, because a lot of my friends who have been here prior to 2010, they all have these like wacky items in their inventory that they either made or they've bought and acquired. And I truly have to say the craftsmanship in regards to scripting and the creativity in regards to that was amazing. But I think it is definitely possible to bring that back. There are some currently great scripters on SL. I think what I've also noticed is that people are more likely to monetize their talents nowadays versus before. People, I think, did it out of sheer excitement and just the urge to want to create more.
True. I do agree with that. Everything goes toward the monetization, but I think Second Life at some point only reflects the real society, and it's just the same topic. Everything is for money.
That is very true. I mean, just looking at how content creation in the real world is now, you know, with all these platforms, social media platforms, allowing people to monetize their content, right? It's just a reflection of all of us because, again, we are real people on this metaverse platform looking for a way to mirror reality in an emphasized way or in an elevated way. I can't, you know, I'm not saying that's a wrong thing because, you know, if it's something that you put so much time and energy into, you know, and you feel like you are worth that monetization, then so be it. You know, take advantage of that.
If nothing was monetized on Second Life, would you think we would really have designers who would sit their butt for 7 hours a week to create bodies and heads for us? I really don't think so.
Definitely not, because those are real world skills that needs to be applied to this platform. You know, it's not an easy thing. It's like a real life full-time job essentially, and that is what it is for many people, many content creators on Second Life. It is a career for many people. There are 3 designers from the real world who come in here and they realize how lucrative this business can be.
Absolutely. I know a lot of people who live from Second Life, and I think it's beautiful to have the option to just have fun, make an entire business, do nothing, or, you know, just be completely neutral. You just can be whatever you want, and that's just so beautiful.
I agree. And speaking of which, when it comes to content creation, you also have your own store that I would love to hear more about, and just like the backstory on that and what you create.
So it's been 2 years now. It's very successful now, and my partner Ima, who is an engineer in real life, and he specializes in music mostly, and in softwares. He always wanted to have a store for streams and servers, like music servers, and he had all the engineering, coding, scripting skills, but not really the digital marketing, content, the image of the brand. So this is something I graduated from in real life, and I told him, let's do that then. I'll do the face of the brand and you do all the coding and the product. And you see exactly, this for example is Ima, who is 11 years on Second Life, and me who's 5 years. I bring the new skills and he has the old solid skills. So he put all that scripting and coding and stuff to make a whole system that is beautiful and that is very competitive. And I put a very fresh, modern image of the brand on the digital side. So we created GoStream, which is a brand that sells stream servers for DJs, for singers, but we are very focused on the auto DJ, which are the radio station for the businesses. So we work with a lot of businesses, and we offer different solutions. So I co-own that brand because I literally took part of it at the creation. And now I just, you know, relax. I do the store if it's needed. I will redo the entire main store. If we have a new server, for example, I'll do all the digital marketing, the images, the brand, all of that stuff. And I'll just, you know, it's natural. It's my brand. It's my product. I know it like nobody else. So if there's any customers who need help, even though we have an active group where they can help each other's, and Ima takes part of that with some admins in the group, I'll always help sometimes, very naturally. So this is a brand, like, it's my baby with my partner, and I'm very proud of it. And it's been 2 years and it's very successful. Now I'm not very much involved until maybe we need a new main store or we need to go on heavy project, for example. Then I'll have to be here to give my advice, to give my review if I want to do or not.
That's a great way to contribute to the Second Life community. There are so many streaming services, but I think it's very difficult to optimize it in a way that it can be easy for people to use who have never come across a streaming service, for their own sims or for their own usage.
Well, this was my idea in the beginning. I told him, don't make all those little boxes, please, for God's sake. I don't want to see a wall of boxes to stream. You have the ability to centralize everything in one big server. So he worked hard, like for 1 month, coding the entire system. And then when we were to merge the server with the product, which is a big vendor that can hold up to 200 customers, so no boxes, just a big vendor. I told him we're gonna make tutorials because they're gonna watch these tutorials, they're gonna identify to us, and they're gonna immediately want to work with us. So tutorials make it easy, and everything has to be, for me, I will not launch an information if a kid cannot understand it. That's how easy it should be.
That's a great way to elevate, such an old and original system in Second Life to create a new experience for people. So I'm gonna link the website and the location below to anyone who's interested in that service. Also, Bolly, we know that you have a store on Marketplace that has beautiful, beautiful North African styled clothing like abayas, jalabias, and so much more. Can you tell us more about your store on there?
Yes, actually this was just for fun at the beginning because they do those beautiful Indian garments and clothing, but they don't do anything for us. So if you're Moroccan, Algerian, Tunisian, if you're Arab, there's nothing for you. So my friend told me, just go and take those long dresses that are full perm and texture them, and you'll have your own kaftan and stuff. So I know how to texture because I was doing clothing before in Envisioning, and the system was the same. You take a mesh and you just retexture it on Photoshop. So I was already very I knew about those templates. I know how to work on them. So I just took some robe, and I just textured them into a Palestinian thobe, into a Moroccan kaftan, and it was just at the base for my personal use. But I didn't want just something with the texture. I'm a perfectionist. It's terrible for me to not finish something. I need to do from zero to the end. So I did myself the HUD and everything just like it was real clothing on Second Life. And actually some girls told me, please sell them. We want these. So I was like, if so much people are gonna ask me, then I'm gonna sell them. And now I have 2 pop-up stores in Habibi Club and in Salmiya, and both are related to the Middle Eastern culture, and I make a lot of sales actually. And I don't do a lot. I just advertise those clothing with a little video showing the HUD. It's so easy, but I love that. And it resonates with my heritage, it resonates with the people I hang with. I give something to the Middle Eastern and North African community because we don't have anything.
It's truly beautiful, and I think that it's a very niche market because you're right. When you go on Marketplace or any store in Second Life that does serve to Middle Eastern, North African cultural clothing, it's like stuff from like 2006 that are like BOM, painted with flexi, and that's of course out of date. We have mesh bodies now. We can have it look different and more realistic. So that's extremely important. And to anyone who is interested in, acquiring clothing that are from those areas in the world, this is such a great place to look. And there's also items for men and women. So be sure to check that out.
God, men have thanked me so much about the abayas. They told me, girl, just thank you. They were like, big shukran, because we don't have anything, and the only abayas we have are that, big role play stuff. They don't look realistic. And when I did for them actual abayas that men really wear in Middle East and North Africa, yeah, they were so thankful.
Yes, and of course, leading into belly dancing, and you actually have a dance troupe called Layali Belly Dance Troupe that you are the founder of and the dancer within, alongside 3 other beautiful, amazing women.
Layali is born last year because, you know, I love to dance. My YouTube channel doesn't contain only tutorials and French news. I always had from the beginning, really, even from the first year that I started my YouTube channel, I started the playlist named The Art of Belly Dance. For me, it was clear like water. I want to be a belly dancer in Second Life. That's my passion. So I always did belly dance videos, and I'm very known for these too. And belly dance events and parties, and I started dancing in duet and videos with my friend Giselle, who's a model, a blogger, a fashion stylist, who's really in that aesthetic world. And she told me at some point, like, why we don't dance in world, you know? Why we don't have a troupe? And you know, she was just like saying that for fun, and I was like, oh my god, we can do that. We can travel everywhere. We're gonna go everywhere. And she was like, okay, I'm in. Let's just do it. So we just asked to my sister Eva, and we joined together, and we had our very first show, and it had so much success that we decided, okay, we're gonna be a troupe. And now we are 1 year. We did many stages. Each of them was magical. We have amazing reviews. I mean, you have seen them, you have seen us too, and we just do the shows one time in a while because it's a full creative process. It takes time, and we never put on the table the same show, never.
Yes, you're right. And I have seen the show because you performed at the resort that I own, Almuna, and just seeing the process behind how you know, start the production to the end of it was truly amazing. And, you know, not to say that I didn't understand that this is hard work, but it truly settled in to show how meticulous you have to be with this kind of thing. And, you know, coordinating, you know, the special effects on the stage, along with the choreography, you know, all of that simultaneously to create a show, you know, live. Because, of course, Second Life is never, you know, dependable. People crash, you know, there's glitches. But when we watched it in real time, it was basically perfect. And I think that everyone who saw it enjoyed it. And I'm sure that is the same for all of your performances.
We do offer a pretty good experience. I mean, we are entertainers. Before dancers, we entertain. So when you come watch us, you come to be entertained into something that we offer. And that's the main point for us, I would say. We still have a long way to go, and I can't wait to see where it's going to lead us. But as for now, it led us only to beautiful resorts and places and a beautiful audience. Every time it's magical.
And I completely agree. It is extremely magical. And so, Bolly, I just want to thank you for joining us here at Sage and Crystals TV. And we appreciate your time and learning all about your different processes, from your YouTube channel to your brand and to your dance troupe. Is there any lasting comments that you would like to say, you know, and any advice to anyone who wants to start a business and or start a content creation channel?
The same thing that I say to my community at each video. And if you watch this video, listen carefully. Do your thing. Be yourself. Don't let anyone take you down. Don't listen to anybody. Your vision is authentic. Follow it. You're going to success.
Thank you so much, Bolly. We appreciate having you here at our studio.
Thank you so much for having me. I love having a chit chat, and you're such a beautiful person. Thank you very much.
Thank you.